A very good morning to all of you. It's an honor to be standing here today on behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam fraternity to extend a warm welcome to everyone present for this inaugural function of the fourth batch of Executive Master of Business Administration. First things first, congratulations and a hearty welcome to the participants of EMBA batch 2026-28. You are the reason we have gathered here today to celebrate the beginning of your learning journey. I welcome our chief guest, Shri Khurshed Dordi, Shareholder Director SBI, Managing Director, Business Consultant, Leadership Coach, GCC Expert, ex-MD and CEO, COO, Bestseller author, NortheStar. Welcome, sir. I also extend a warm welcome to Shri Sridhar Nagarajar, Business Head, Times Pro, our Director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, Dean Academics, Professor Vijay Bhaskar Marisetti, and EMBA Chairperson, Professor Abhishek Srivastava, as well to this ceremony. Welcome, sirs. I also extend a warm welcome to other dignitaries present, my faculty and staff colleagues, and second-year participants and friends from media. The ceremonial lighting of the lamp symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and spread of knowledge, wisdom, and hope. It reflects our collective aspiration that education and enlightenment will guide us toward progress, growth, and prosperity. I now request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly inaugurate the function by lighting the lamp. Before we formally commence today's program, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate Mr. Khurshed Dordi, a distinguished member of our Academic Advisory Committee, on his recent election as Shareholder Director of the State Bank of India for a 3-year term. This is a matter of immense pride and joy for all of us at IIM Visakhapatnam. Being entrusted with such a significant responsibility in the country's largest and most prestigious bank is a reflection of his exceptional leadership, integrity, and professional stature. On behalf of the Institute, I extend our heartfelt congratulations to Khurshed ji and wish him the very best in this important role. I request our Director, Professor Chandrasekhar, to felicitate Shri Khurshed Dordi by presenting a shawl and a bouquet. It is a privilege to stand before you today and welcome you to this significant milestone in your academic and professional journey. As the chairperson of admissions, I am delighted to join you in celebrating the beginning of a new chapter filled with learning, collaboration, and growth. Each one of you brings with you a wealth of experience and aspirations, and we are confident that your journey at IIM Visakhapatnam will both be enriching and transformative. Let me take this opportunity to present the batch profile of the EMBA batch 2026-28. Our new cohort is truly exceptional, and it is my pleasure to share a brief profile of our participants showcasing the diversity, talent, and experience that each of you brings to this program. I am pleased to share that we have successfully maintained a balanced gender ratio in our program this year as well. This consistency underscores our steadfast commitment to promoting gender diversity and inclusion. The presence of women in this cohort continues to enrich the learning experience and reflects the evolving landscape of leadership in the business world. We remain dedicated to fostering an environment that supports the growth and development of talented leaders from all backgrounds. Education is another area where this cohort shines. Our participants hold degrees from some of the prestigious institutes and universities. Many of you have degrees in fields such as engineering, sciences, and management. The strong academic foundation, combined with your professional experience, sets the stage for deep, meaningful discussions and innovative problem solving throughout your time in this program. We are proud to have participants representing from over 14 states, which shows our geographical diversity as well. On the age front, though, we have a marginally more experienced group as compared to the previous year, where the average age stands at 34 years. Our EMBA participants come with an impressive average of over 9 years of professional experience. Many of you hold senior management positions, leading teams, departments, and even entire organizations. Your collective experience spans a wide range of industries: IT, banking, manufacturing, etc. This wealth of experience not only enriches our program but also creates a dynamic learning environment where you can learn as much from each other as from the curriculum. As you embark on this journey, remember that EMBA program is not just about acquiring knowledge, it is about transforming yourself and your career. You will be challenged to think critically, to collaborate effectively, and to lead with integrity. The relationships that you build here will become a vital part of your professional network, and the experiences you share will shape your future in profound ways. In closing, I would like to congratulate each one of you for making the decision to invest in your future through this program. Your presence here today is testament to your dedication and ambition. We, the faculty and staff, are committed to supporting you every step of the way. Together, we will embark on a journey of growth, learning, and achievement. Thank you and welcome to the EMBA program. Let's make these 2 years extraordinary. Professor Abhishek Srivastava, with this, I entrust the participants of EMBA batch 2026-28 to you. I invite Professor Abhishek Srivastava, Chairperson EMBA, for his address.
Thank you, Professor Prashant. Good morning, everyone. Respected Chief Guest, Shri Dordi ji, our beloved Director, Sir, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, Business Head of Times Pro, Shri Sridhar Nagaraj, Dean Academics, Professor Vijay Bhaskar Marisetti, and our Admission Chair, Professor Prashant Prem Kumar, faculty and staff colleagues, distinguished guests in the audience, and my dear students. As the EMBA Chair, I also welcome you all to this inaugural session. Today is a very important occasion for all of us. It marks the beginning of a new journey for the students of the incoming EMBA 26-28 summer batch, to whom I also extend my heartiest congratulations for securing admission to one of the most rigorous executive MBA programs in the country. Along with that, it is also a significant milestone for our existing EMBA 25-27 summer batch, our Term 4 students who are here for their second and final campus immersion. And I must say, anyone who voluntarily commits to a rigorous program like this for nearly 2 years, with regular assignment, quizzes, exams, and weekend classes, while simultaneously also managing a full-time career and family responsibilities, truly deserves a great deal of appreciation. Such a journey demands not only hard work, but also discipline, perseverance, and a strong commitment to personal growth. So let us have a huge round of applause to acknowledge and celebrate the dedication and commitment of all our students here. Incoming batch student, till now your journey with IIM Visakhapatnam as an MBA aspirant has mainly been online and virtual. This is the first time you are stepping into this campus not as a visitor but as a member of IIM Visakhapatnam community. And remember, you're not just a participant in this program, you're at the very center of it. Over the next 1 week, in your immersion, your MBA journey will start becoming more real and personal. While this campus immersion might last only for a short duration, a week, the foundation it creates will stay with you for the next 2 years of learning, and often much beyond that, in the form of lifelong friendship, professional network, and shared memories. What you experience here will go far beyond classroom learning. As is true in most of the MBA program, some of the most valuable learning and transformational experience will happen outside formal classroom session, during conversation between classes, over tea and coffee break, or even at your unofficial social gatherings that you might have. I call it unofficial social because academically speaking, we avoid using the word party for such gathering. And very soon, you'll find yourself exchanging ideas, debating perspectives, collaborating on assignment, and occasionally wondering why faculty members are so emotionally attached to deadlines. Over the next few days, you'll not just attend classes, you will engage, interact, debate, and most importantly, you will reflect. And when you go back home to your respective day-to-day life, when the classes shift to online mode, your peers should no longer remain just a name on the screen, but they will be individuals whose experience, perspective, and aspiration you also know, and will have a lifelong shared journey with them as your batchmate. And that is where the real value of MBA programs will begin to emerge. To the second year students here in the audience, this term 4 immersion marks a very different phase of your journey. It is your final campus immersion as a student. By now, you already know the rigor, the pace, and expectations. The question is no longer whether you can keep up, but what you are truly taking away from this experience. This is a stage to connect the dots between courses, theory and practice, and your learning and its application outside the classroom. So make the most of this final immersion, interact with new people, challenge ideas in class, share your experience, and most importantly, reflect on what changed in the way you think each day. You still have around 1 year left and try to make the most of it. I'd also like to emphasize to all the students here in the audience, executive MBA programs are not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about reflection and transformation. It is about how you think, how you make decisions, how you lead, and how you create impact in your organization and society. With AI and emerging technologies changing our world so fast, so rapidly, just knowing the right framework and concept is no longer enough. True success now depends on your agility, how fast you learn, unlearn, and learn again, how quickly you adopt, and how deeply you think, how you connect the dot and then act decisively. As I mentioned about AI, I'm sure all of you know that modern AI revolution that we are seeing, that we are witnessing, has been made possible by a concept called artificial neural network. I'm sure all of you know at least a little bit of that or must have heard about the term. Now this artificial neural network, it is inspired by the structure and functioning of the biological neuron that we all have. As an AI researcher myself, recently I was going through a book called A Brief History of Intelligence. It is by Max Bennett from Columbia University. And there I found something very interesting I thought I will share with the audience today. See, neuron is the building block of our brain, and biologically, the neuron that we have here today in brain of Homo sapiens, that is us, is more or less identical as a biological neuron in a fruit fly or jellyfish. And this design has been same since 500 or 600 million years now, since neuron first emerged in the first multicellular life form. And what is amazing, for more than half a billion years, evolution has refused to redesign this basic blueprint of neuron, the same structure, since more than half a billion years. And this is the ultimate testament to the power of getting your fundamentals exactly right. And this also reveals a very profound truth of our intelligence and success as species. Humans did not become the most dominant intelligent species on the planet because we developed a premium neuron or a neuron that was fundamentally better than other species. We became the most successful intelligent species on the planet because of how those basic neurons are connected and organized. I think something similar is the case with modern MBA education. All of you will study the same management theories, same fundamental, same Philip Kotler for marketing, Damodaran for business valuation, or Michael Porter for strategy. Same book, same framework. Same Harvard business case studies, same kind of assignments and projects you will be given. But what will differ is how you will connect the dots, how you will synthesize these fundamentals and apply it outside the classroom. This is what will create difference between those who will have an incremental advancement in their career and those who will grow leaps and bounds to become visionary leader, those who will solve the problems that we are not even aware today that they exist. As a program chair, I promise you that through this well-designed EMBA coursework, we all here at IIM Visakhapatnam and our partner organization, we will ensure all of you get the best possible building block in terms of the foundational and advanced courses. We are going to give you the sharpest, most robust neuron that modern business education has to offer. We'll also give you a very conducive ecosystem to process it. And in turn, I hope and I expect that you will not let these building blocks sit in isolation. My hope is that you will actively synthesize these concepts, weave them into your unique professional experience, and use them completely to transform yourself, how you think, how you lead, and who you become. Use this journey to build the most sophisticated, brilliant, and interconnected network of ideas and concepts within yourself so that when you step out, you leave an unforgettable mark on the global business landscape. I also hope that you will eventually become an alumni of IIM Visakhapatnam, that this entire institution, and for that matter, entire nation, will be deeply proud of. The fact that you are here in this room as an MBA student of an IIM means all of you have the intellectual capability for it. Remember, same neurons. But from now onwards, it is all about how you utilize your time and resources we provide in your MBA journey. With that, I warmly welcome you all once again, and we wish you all a very meaningful, enriching learning experience, and also a fun-filled, enjoyable campus immersion ahead. Thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you, Professor Abhishek, for your encouraging words to the participants. I would now like to invite our Dean Academics, Professor Vijay Bhaskar Marisetti, to address the gathering here.
Well, morning everyone, and I extend a warm welcome to all the new batch of EMBA students here, and also the students who are in the second year of the program. So I've been asked to talk about the power of an EMBA as part of my talk here today. So I just extend the discussion my colleague Professor Abhishek Srivatsava had, that an EMBA program is all about reflection and transformation. So I'll dig deep into the same thing based on maybe my experience over time, and I try to assimilate into four major powers this can bestow, and how you can use them as part of your journey. So before I start the four major powers that you can have through an EMBA program, so let me take you through what kind of transformation journey an EMBA program can give the participants here. So one of the core things what a program like this would help you is, right now you have on average more than 10 years of experience with some authority. Now you would have taken some senior roles. So it's very important how you convert this authority into influence. A program like this helps you to convert the authority into influence. And from functions to enterprise is another area where this program helps you to leap forward. So right now you'd be functional in your areas, but it's more important now going forward to understand the whole enterprise as an ecosystem. And one area where this program really helps you to engage in the transformation journey and how to think about the whole organization, how to solve problems at a higher level. Right. So the other thing is you might be putting a lot of effort into your current functional areas. So how can you transform effort into impact? I think that transformation is so important going forward after spending 10 to 15 years at work. Impact becomes so serious for leadership. So this program helps you to gain those kind of skills. So altogether, and I would say there are four important powers that this program can empower you with. One is a strategic lens. I think you may not be having a strategic lens as a 10 or 15 years average work experience. However, this program empowers you to understand the whole connect of an enterprise. So you'll try to understand markets, customers, operations, finance, and people. And those second order issues that you might be thinking and the hidden constraints you may not see, they start revealing better. So all the nuances which are very important in leaping up on the ladder of leadership becomes much more visible now post a program like an EMBA, right? So what all things that were ambiguous, now they start revealing more information to you, and you gain more clarity due to that. Right. So, and you take better decisions because of all these things. So, for example, you choose what not to do, and the more important thing is you know how to defend it post a program like this. So that's for the first power. The first power is you get a strategic lens, and you start looking at things in a different way altogether. The second one is about leadership. So with 10 to 50 years of work experience, I think you'll be taking up roles that are much more senior. And what kind of practices this program would imbibe you so that you can unleash value as a leader. For example, executive communication is so crucial as you grow up in the ladder. And what it unlocks you is in terms of faster alignment at work and fewer rework cycles. So things become much more efficient at work. And you can negotiate better, and you can manage stakeholders much better. So your decision making becomes much better in terms of taking decisions under pressure. And leading change and culture is another thing where you learn a lot about leadership, change and culture as part of the program, so that you can work with multi-disciplinary, multicultural teams. Like for example, GCC, an emerging area in India right now, and they need a different kind of leadership roles. So this program empowers you to understand better in terms of, how you can be a leader in terms of changing environment, and coaching and developing others would become part of this after taking this course, because you have certain skills that your juniors may not have, right? So that builds more trust, not only with your fellow employees, but also with your customers and also with your partners. And more importantly, ethics play a big role. And value-led decisions play a big role. This program helps you to understand them better, and that builds reputation as you're the leader. So that's the second lens or second power that this program empowers you with. the third most important power, in my opinion, is networking, because networking is like a compound interest value creation. So, so it's important you network better with your peers and also with your seniors. Right now they're around. It's a great opportunity to network with them, with the faculty, with the alumni, and with everyone. And so, how do you network? That's very crucial to understand. So, it's very important that you give more than what you ask in networking. So the second one is when you share things, share with, demonstrating your experience. So in other words, share playbooks. So in other words, people can get more information and they can create more knowledge because of your collaboration. So they understand that you're more valuable, right? So not just opinions, right? So introduce people across industries, disciplines. It's a great diversified team you have here. So you introduce yourself and try to work with them in your group projects, for example. Right. So move away from it's good to have a help list, but more importantly, you should have a learn list, right? So you network with people where you can learn more, right? So it's important to network, and that's the power that you can realize as you go forward. And the fourth important power the program can empower you is the credibility and optionality. Optionality is very important in the current world with all these disruptions with AI, etc. So functional depth that you have already, then you add on your business depth by getting a strategic lens now through a program like this. So you understand marketing. Like I see that a lot of you are from IT area. It's important for you to know now more about marketing, more about finance, more about operations, analytics, right? So, and you can speak as an enterprise, not just on your function at in an organization, and that builds a lot of confidence in you, and the confidence leads to competence, right? So you have tools, new frameworks, and practice that can help you to reduce the decision-making, roles and reduce your anxiety in those roles, etc. And this execution now leads transformation in the organization as well. So you'll be moving from delivering projects that most of the IT folks here would be doing to leading change programs. So that's what impact is all about. And you move from a role to an identity. An identity that what you stand for. That's what we call it as reputation, right? So optionality is also very important. So you have many options now as part of that. That gives a new security as you move forward in your journey, right? So 5 habits I strongly encourage you to inculcate as part of the program is you try to bring more use cases to the classroom, and that really helps in the discussions. So whenever you come to the classroom, ensure that you bring something from your organization, from your role, and connect it with what's being discussed in the classroom. So try to relate all the time to your functional area to what is being discussed in the classroom. And the second one, learn in public, right? So it's open source world right now. So you try to share, generously and ask feedbacks early and try to iterate as fast as you can. And build your own toolkit. That's very important. So whenever you go through a session, try to assimilate all the information and create more new knowledge that can help directly in your workplace. Right. So create a personal playbook frameworks, templates that you can reuse later. Right. So and protect time for reflection. Professor Abhishek was talking about the same thing. Try to reflect after every session, right? So try to spend at least 30 minutes weekly. What changed in your thinking, and what changed in your behavior post the discussion you had in the classroom, and give value to the cohort. That's very important. So make introductions, share resources, and you celebrate your progress. Right? So and these 5 habits are very important to be a successful leader post the program. And 3 commitments I'll talk about now. So it's very important that you show up fully. So you be there because most of the sessions are online for you. So presence beats perfection. It's very crucial that you be present in present moment in the classroom. So apply relentlessly. So whatever you learn, try to apply to your function. That's very important. And lift others. That's what leaders do. I think you have to. Your cohort success is your success. So you try to lift others, right? So and an interesting proverb here is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Yeah. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful address on the power of MBA and for inspiring our participants with your valuable thoughts on leadership, learning, and professional transformation. I would now like to introduce Shri Sridhar Nagarajachar, Business Head, Times Pro. Sridhar Nagarajachar is the Business Head Executive Education at Times Pro. He brings over 18 years of global experience across the UK, US, France, and the Middle East, spanning financial services, strategy consulting, and education leadership. He began his career at Goldman Sachs and later moved to Capgemini Consulting, advising clients across sectors, including the UK government's education department, airports, energy utilities, consumer retail, and outsourcing. Since returning to India, Sridhar has held senior leadership roles across the education ecosystem with Manipal, Pearson, and erstwhile Times Professional Learning, now Times Pro. He has also led CEO stints building a greenfield online venture for a reputed Indian conglomerate and steering a profitable mid-cap edtech on a high growth trajectory. Sridhar is passionate about building and scaling learning businesses that help people realize their aspirations through education and is known for driving profitable growth across portfolio businesses in both domestic and multinational contexts. He holds an MBA from FMS Delhi, studied strategy management at IAE Lyon, France, and earned a BE in computer engineering from NIT Surathkal. Sir, I now request you to address the gathering.
You can talk center only.
Center, is it? Thank you. Honorable Director, Professor M. Chandrasekhar, respected Chief Guest, Shri Khurshed Dordi, respected Dean Academics, Professor Vijay Marisetti, EMBA Program Chair, Abhishek Srivatsav, Admissions Chair, Professor Prashant Prem Kumar, esteemed faculty members, and staff of IIM Visakhapatnam and my fellow industry professionals. First of all, a very good morning to all of you and welcome to this important milestone in your professional journey. On behalf of Times Pro, it's my privilege to welcome all of you to IIM Visakhapatnam's flagship executive MBA program for working professionals. This is the batch 4 and the summer intake for academic year 26-28. And first and foremost, congratulations to each one of you for being selected into this prestigious executive MBA degree. You're among a distinguished group of professionals who have earned the opportunity to be here. Can we give a big round of applause to all of you to making it here? Thank you. You should be truly proud of yourself to making it here. Choosing to pursue a rigorous 2-year MBA program, like what Professor Abhishek said, while continuing your professional responsibilities and personal commitments is not an ordinary decision. It reflects ambition, it reflects discipline, and a commitment to growth. As Nelson Mandela would said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And that is precisely what brings all of you here today. The decision to transform yourselves so that you can create a larger impact in the world around you. While career advancement is important, I believe the larger expectation from management professionals today is the positive impact that we create within our organizations and then within the society as well. I've been given a few minutes in this morning to discuss what we can share to the new MBA batch. So I thought I'll leave you with a few questions rather than answers to reflect upon as you begin this rigorous journey. And some of these have already been part of framework. I love the framework that Professor Marisetti shared, 4 P's and 5 H's. I thought I'll share my 3 C's. These questions related to higher order outcomes that you can consciously strive to achieve through this program. I believe there are three forms of capital that you can create. The bankers here, they would understand what that capital raising means, and you should aim to build those C's. The 3C framework includes intellectual capital, network capital, and personal brand capital. The first one, intellectual capital. I think Professor Abhishek also alluded to it. Think deeply about what kind of intellectual capital that you would like to build through this program. What institutions like IIMs and IIM Vizag specifically offer is not mere knowledge. They offer what we call as learning velocity. They accelerate your intellectual growth as a manager and as well as a leader. What may otherwise typically take you decades through professional experience to learn, you will begin to learn that and acquire it in less than a few thousand hours of learning, and that to structured learning under elite faculty. You'll be exposed to managerial frameworks like the one which you just learned, grounded in real world applications. These frameworks will sharpen your situational awareness, help you navigate complex business challenges that you not even thought of with greater clarity and confidence. Peter Drucker famously said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And the ability to create future begins with the ability to think differently, learn continuously, and lead decisively. Pay close attention to the case pedagogy that all of you will go through. But more importantly, try to apply these learnings in a workplace. Use this opportunity not only to solve the business problems, but also to create a positive organizational change and a meaningful societal impact through your role. Second is about network capital. I think Professor Marisetti also referred to this. Think about what kind of network capital would you like to build over the next 2 years. You're surrounded by nearly 100, 150 people around you. These are industry professionals, these are peers who are already shaping or will shape the future direction of the organization as well as industries. Your future net worth as a management professional will also increasingly depend upon your network. In many ways, your future value as a leader will be defined not only by your expertise, but by the strength of the relationships you build. In today's world, it's not only what you know, but also who you know and how meaningfully you collaborate with them. As professionals, we are often conditioned to compete. But I urge you to collaborate. Learn from your classmates. Share your own experiences generously. Some of your most valuable learnings may come from not from textbooks, but actually from conversations in classroom, corridors, projects, and campus immersions. There's a famous African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Use every campus visit as a networking opportunity like this one. Engage with the faculty, learn about their research and consulting work, connect with your alumni, build relationships that will last far beyond the program. Finally, the personal brand capital. This is very important. What personal brand value that you would like to create and build as a future alumni of IIM Vizag? This program gives you the opportunity to become ambassadors of this institution. Society already has and will continue to have expectations from students of an IIM. Your organizations will expect more from you after this. Your families will look up to you differently, and perhaps one day your children and grandchildren will proudly speak of you and about your journey here. Please strive to live up to those expectations. Create not just goals for yourself, but a vision. What do I mean by that? I leave you with a simple way to differentiate a goal and a vision. Actions that benefit only you are goals. Actions that benefit others through you become a vision. Goals only improve your life. Vision improves the lives of others through your actions. Your goal should not be merely to be adding up an IIM tag into your resume. Your vision should be that one day, because of your actions and achievements, IIM Visakhapatnam will feel proud to call you as one of their distinguished alumni. Mahatma Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Leadership ultimately is not about titles. It's not about positions. It's not about acquiring degrees from elite institutions. It is about responsibility, contribution, and a positive difference you can make in the lives of others. At Times Pro, our mission is to make high quality education accessible, inclusive, and transformative through technology and strategic collaborations. As one of the founding leadership team members of this organization and also the first employee of this business unit 10 years ago, it's a deeply humbling experience to reflect our journey today. We are privileged to work with 16 IIMs, 8 IITs, and support more than 350 executive education programs like this one. And we serve close to 15,000 professionals today annually, India and abroad. We are honored to partner with IIM Visakhapatnam, and we are grateful to all of you for choosing to learn through our platform. I wish you, each one of you, the best of this journey ahead. Learn deeply, collaborate meaningfully, lead responsibly, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. And as you begin the new chapter, I would like you to leave with the timeless words of Steve Jobs, but with a small change. Stay hungry, but continue learning, because Indians cannot afford to be foolish. May you always remain curious enough to learn, humble enough to grow, and courageous enough to lead. 2 years from now, may all of you not only graduate with a degree, but emerge a wiser professional, stronger leader, and a better human being. A special note of gratitude to Director M. Chandrasekhar for this opportunity, sir, to address the batch today. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you all.
Thank you, Sridhar, for addressing the gathering. Friends, IIM Visakhapatnam has witnessed remarkable growth and progress under the dynamic leadership of Professor M. Chandrasekhar, who has been serving as Director of the Institute since March 2017. His vision and guidance have played a pivotal role in shaping the institution's academic and professional excellence. It is now my privilege to invite Professor Chandrasekhar to talk about IIM Visakhapatnam and share his thoughts on the enriching learning journey that awaits the participants.
Thank you, Prashant, and respected Khurshed Saab, Shri Sridhar ji, my colleagues, current students and participants, and senior students and participants. Let me add my own word of welcome to all of you. It's always pleasure to be in the midst of working professionals who are contributing so much to nation building. You know, I'm a 1983 graduate, so for the first 20 years or so, I was also in the corporate sector. And I only wish we had programs like this at that time to kind of help us build our capacities. But you have that opportunity and privilege now of taking part in programs like this, which will enhance your knowledge and skills, which are current with the times and contemporary in the context. Let me also once again congratulate Khurshed Saab on being elected as the Shareholder Director, as Prashant introduced, the largest and the most prestigious bank of the country, State Bank of India. If you have read the latest results of 2026, 31st March 2026 of State Bank of India, their business advances plus deposits, which is typically the business mix of a bank, is 1.09 trillion US dollars. The country's GDP, our GDP is roughly 4.15 trillion US dollars, which means SBI is roughly 25%. 25% of, the balance sheet of SBI is 25% of the country's GDP. It has about 3.5 million shareholders. Khurshed Saab is going to be the protector of the interests of the 3.5 million shareholders. So it's a privilege for us, it's a pleasure for us that a man of his stature and eminence is on our academic advisory council. And I'm also deeply grateful to him for making time today to come here, to be here with all of us and share his wisdom and knowledge. Friends, IIM Visakhapatnam, we have been kind of trying to put together programs that address the current demands of the industry. And I would say we have been fairly successful in that endeavor, whether it is bringing programs to the young or the experienced like you. We were established in 2015. 2017, our flagship first batch of MBA graduated. In 2017, we were kind of taking care of the aspirations of about 100 individuals, first year and second year put together. In this 2026, we are addressing the learning needs of 1,600 students in our degree and diploma granting programs, a 16 times increase. You know, if you look at short duration executive education programs alone, you can look at our website. We run in a number of concentrations. Last financial year, 25-26, that is up to 31st March 2026, we had conducted 132 programs, which is a 21% increase over the previous year. We trained 6,200 participants. Women constituted 26% of that cohort, which is again a 26% increase over the previous year. If you look at participants into number of hours, for example, 10 participants have undergone a training program for 10 hours, 10 into 10 is 100. So if you cumulate that, in the last financial year, we delivered 3.35 lakh participant hours of content. So these are some of the things which you feel assured, you should feel assured that given that experience of dealing with experienced cohorts, you are in safe pair of hands. We have 56 faculty, full-time faculty members who will bring to you, and this I am addressing to the new cohort who are joining us today, they'll bring to you what they consider to be of genuine value to you. And they bring a mix of their own experience. They bring a mix of the research that they do on practical problems of the industry today. And our faculty, 70% of their publications appear in what we call as A-star and A-category journals. There is a gold standard in academia called the Australian Business Deans Council's master list of journals. My colleagues publish, when I said 70% of these publications are in A and A-star journals of the ABDC. So you can, as I said, be very, very sure that they will teach you what is of practical relevance, rooted in theory, but also blended with practice. I would also like to share with you, the current batch of, 2026 graduates. We are still in the process of collecting the feedback from those graduates. As you might know, we had a graduation ceremony, convocation on the 25th of April last month. We are trying to collect the feedback from them as to how this program has impacted them. But we have the data from the batch which graduated in 2025. So I would like to share that to kind of reassure you about the utility of the program and that the trust and confidence you placed in us will not be belied. Last year there were about 100 responses that we received from the graduating students that we collected. 75% of them said that it improved the program, improved their strategic thinking, broadened business perspective, improved their confidence to work credibly in the organizations. 60% said it enhanced significantly their leadership skills. Another 60% said that it strengthened their interpersonal skills. It's so very important in organizations because the teams that we work in are made up of different structures, cultures, compositions, particularly if you have teams working across the globe. So interpersonal skills, cross-cultural kind of sensitivities are very, very important. So 60% of them who are from MNCs, they said it strengthened their interpersonal skills and helped them to expand their professional networks. 33% said on the strength of this program, they were either promoted or they could move into a higher role in similar organizations outside of their own employment. 60% said they feel absolutely confident about better preparedness for future roles. So I'm saying this to kind of give you the confidence that in this program, as my colleagues have said, Abhishek and Vijay, as also Shri Sridhar, it will test you to kind of stretch you to the fullest potential. You know, there is a famous book written by a gentleman by name Norman Augustine. It's a very fairly old book, must have been written about 2 decades ago. The book is called Augustine's Laws, because Norman Augustine was the CEO and chairman of Lockheed Martin Corporation. Lockheed Martin is the largest defense manufacturer in the world. It was then, it is now. So he said in his book, saying that the true burden, the burden is your true potential. That is the one which weighs on your conscience is your true potential. Because you have such high potential, it's important for you to kind of rise up to that potential, realize that potential to the fullest. As Abraham Maslow, the American psychologist, famously said, what a man can be, it can also mean woman, and what a man can be, he must be. In the sense that you must realize the full potential, and programs like this will provide you that platform to realize your full potential. Lastly, friends, it's a fun trivia. I was Googling yesterday about the importance of 24th May, which is today. And I was looking at the first sentence, the first hit that I had was on horoscope. So it's not that we have to believe in horoscope. I'm just reading out 2 or 3 lines from that. It says I was Googling yesterday, so I'm just reading out from it. These are not my words. And this is an Economic Times website. The horoscope tomorrow, which is 24th of May 2026, brings a powerful blend of emotional awareness, leadership, relationship balance, and practical decision making. Tomorrow's horoscope, that's today, encourages every zodiac sign holder to observe situations carefully and make thoughtful choices in career. Whether you are planning a professional breakthrough or emotional well-being, the horoscope for tomorrow suggests that patience and maturity will lead to lasting success. It says the daily horoscope of tomorrow highlights stability, communication, self-care, and long-term growth across all areas of life for all of you. So God bless you. So whether we believe it or not, it made a good reading. So I just thought I'll share it with you. Lastly, Khurshed Saab, not only kind of a very, very eminent and a distinguished corporate leader, but he has also written books. Couple of his books are, I'm not his agent, I wish I were. The first book is called Corporate Quicksand. Quicksand means, colloidal. When you get into that, you have to make effort to get out of it. So the first book is called Corporate Quicksand, written by him in August 2023. The second, more recent book, written by him in September 2025, is called The Art of Conversation. Elevate your communication skills, influence the outcomes, and connect meaningfully with anyone. Why I am saying this is for the incoming batch and for the seniors. Whenever you top in a term, I promise you, the first top 3 rankers as well as those on the director's merit list, I promise to give you a set of these 2 books to you and autographed by Khurshed Saab. So next time we meet, you top or you figure in the director's merit list, I'll present these books to you. Finally, friends, let me say that as most of my earlier colleagues have highlighted, it's important, knowing is not important. As it's important, but it's not all. Applying is equally important, or perhaps more important. So my suggestion is, whatever you kind of gain in this program, try and apply it on an ongoing basis, and I'm sure you will be able to make much better, more informed decisions as you go along. Because life is complex these days. When I recall my own corporate journey, as I said, starting with 83, things are much more complex now. And rational thought, critical thinking, evidence-based analysis, not based on hunch, guesswork, intuition, instinct, hypothesis, those times are gone. It has to be based on hard evidence. And as I recently heard an eminent person say that in the times that we are in, where answers are easily available, judgment is the most important thing. So this program, I'm sure, will give you that better sense of judgment, as with regard to taking your organizations higher, with regard to taking your own careers higher. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom for the participants. You never cease to inspire us, and I'm sure with you leading from the front, we are only going to grow higher and higher. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for me to introduce our chief guest for the day, Shri Khurshed Dordi. Shri Khurshed Dordi is an enterprise partner to C-suite leaders, board members, and founders working at the intersection of strategy, AI transformation, executive coaching, and business consulting. He brings with him over 3 decades of leadership experience in international banking and financial services, including serving as a former CEO and COO of Deutsche Bank India. During his leadership tenure, he helped build Deutsche Bank India into one of the institution's most significant global franchises, becoming the bank's second largest global platform by size, a top 3 contributor to global profitability, and one of the leading foreign banks operating in India. His career has been defined by enterprise scale, leadership, governance, transformation, and decision making in highly complex and regulated environments. Last year, he began a new chapter by founding his own advisory and consulting practice. Today, he is a sought after business strategy consultant whose clients include leading global consulting firms such as McKinsey and Deloitte, along with major financial institutions and enterprise leaders. He is also a trained executive coach, having completed advanced leadership coaching work with Marshall Goldsmith, and works selectively with senior leaders in one-on-one coaching engagements focused on enterprise leadership and transformation. He has also co-founded a startup venture in the plant-based space, which he scaled with a successful exit. Most recently, he was elected by the shareholders of State Bank of India to its central board as an independent director for a 3-year term, a significant recognition of his governance experience, institutional credibility, and leadership judgment. He is also a best-selling author of The Art of Conversation and Corporate Quicksand, books that reflect his deep interest in leadership, communication, execution, and the human side of enterprise life. Academically, he holds executive education credentials from INSEAD and London Business School, is a commerce graduate from Mumbai, and also holds a Microsoft certified diploma in software management. We are truly honored to have him with us to deliver the commencement speech to the EMBA batch of 2026-28. Sir, I now request you to deliver the inaugural letters.
Good morning. Morning. Thank you, Director Chandrasekhar, for the warmth, the kindness I always get when I come to IIM Visakhapatnam. Right, Sridhar, Vijay, Abhishek, and Prashant. Congratulations Today is an important milestone for you. I think a lot has been said about the course, what you will make of it, how it's going to benefit you. But it's also an important day for you from a different perspective. I understand the demands on your time and energy as working professionals, right? How the calendar rules your day, how the day goes by without you knowing what happened, endless meetings, Zoom calls, client issues, crisis management. And to top it up, you have your family where you need to balance the two. To make time from this busy schedule and do something for yourself needs a lot of courage because you're moving out of your comfort zone. You're wanting to improve yourself to a better version of yourself, right? And for that, give yourselves a round of applause. The reason you're here is because you know your next promotion will demand something more. It's going to demand more depth, it's going to demand more judgment, it's going to demand something different from what you've done so far. Right? And you couldn't have found a better platform than IIM Visakhapatnam to do that. When I look at your curriculum, it's very diverse. And as you get into it, you'll sometimes wonder, if I'm a finance professional, why do I need to know about operations, or how deep should I learn about technology? Look at it as building blocks for the leader you want to become. Right? Today, if anything, it's become very important to understand end to end how your enterprise runs. HR has to understand strategy, finance needs to understand clients, IT needs to know how finance works, because if you don't, then you're working in silos and you're not optimizing the enterprise potential. Right? In my experience, after a certain point in time, your competence is a given. Right? If you've reached a certain level, you obviously know what you're doing, you have a certain level of intelligence. What differentiates you from the rest of the people is how you're able to connect the dots together, how you're able to understand what enterprise is going to deliver. I have been working since I was 20, and in over 30 years, there's one pattern I have seen across countries, geographies, businesses, cultures. Organizations evolve in complexity a lot faster than people do, right? And if you're not able to keep up, at some point in time, you will wonder why others are moving ahead and you're not, right? The solution a lot of people throw is working harder at the same thing, which means you're going to just intensify the problem and not solve it. Yeah? If you are a subject matter expert and you have a certain mindset, it's good till a certain level in your career. After that, you expected to bring solutions to the table. Right? You should leverage this course to become that enterprise leader, and I think you have the network here. From whatever I've heard this morning and seen so far, there's a wealth of experience, not just in this room, but with the faculty, with the guest lecturers, with the platforms. I liked what was said earlier. You bring the use cases you have from your various organizations to the table. It's relatable, right? It moves away from being a learned lecture to practice. And why is this important today? Because if ever, I think we are living in the most disruptive times I have seen. Right? AI is moving very quickly. Things which used to take months and years today get done in minutes or even less. Tech cycles are compressing. I remember a time when we used to do 5-year strategy plans. Today, that would be a complete waste of time. Yeah? Business models are becoming irrelevant overnight. And innovation which comes up in one part of the world might completely erode the business model you have the next day. Right? Geopolitics is no longer something politicians and diplomats can talk about. It's real. I'm not going to say the obvious, but something which has happened far away is going to impact your life and mine. Things will become expensive, supply chains will get disrupted. Um, you will wonder why it's become what it is, even though you had no role to play in it, right? So you can either behave as collateral damage, or you can anticipate, work out strategies to keep ahead of the curve. Judgment is something I think Professor Chandrasekhar also spoke about. And to me, that is what is going to differentiate you from the rest of the people. You have learned, like everybody else, you've learned how to do your job, you've learned how to do it well, you have a fair bit of network, you're able to move things around. You will be, as you move up the ladder, you will be forced with decisions where you will never have all the information you need to make these calls. You will be forced to make decisions real time, and you will be forced to choose between two rights. You will not be forced to choose between a right and a wrong. Speed or discipline, growth or risk, innovation, control, right? There are no right or wrong answers. At that point in time, with the best information and resources you have, you will take a decision which will be the collective judgment of your leadership team. So you have to stop thinking as IT or consulting and start thinking about what is it that the other person's kind of talking to you. And that comes from listening. It comes from understanding their point of view. You will no longer be judged by the lens of execution. That's a given. You will be judged by the quality of your thinking as you move ahead. And that can only come from a lot of stuff which was said earlier today. Technical knowledge is important, but perspective is what's going to make you a differentiated person. So far, your career was about proving yourself, which you've done. Now it's about growing. It's about growing your perspective, your judgment, courage, and success. In closing, I think this has been said often, but seriously, make the most of your time here. Right? Bring yourself mentally to the classes. It's not another Zoom call. You've invested in this and you should get the most out of it. Leverage the wealth of knowledge that's out here. Ask questions. Widen your lens and your range of thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening address. I'm sure the participants will remember your words for a long time and will follow your advice to gain the most out of this program. Friends, it's time to acknowledge the academic excellence from the EMBA batch 2025-27. I request Professor Abhishek Srivastava to announce the Merit Certificate awardees and the Director's Merit List awardees. I request the Chief Guest and Director to present the merit awards to the participants.
So first we'll have merit certificate. A student who rank first based on academic performance, that is term grade point average, TGPA, at the end of term 1, 2, 3, are awarded a book grant of INR 6,000 and a certificate of merit. The name of the awardees I'll be announcing. They are term wise and section wise. So first, from section A, term 1, we have Bodgala Akhil, rank 1. Term 1, Section B, rank 1 is Shikha Panwar. Term 2, Section A, rank 1, Bodgala Akhil. Term 2, Section B, rank 1, Pantula Jogeshwar Sridhar. Term 3, Section A, rank 1, any guesses? Bodgala Akhil. Term 3, Section B, rank 1, Kumar Bala Naveen Singh. Now, for director's merit list, the top 5% of students in the batch on the basis of academic performance, cumulative grade point average, that is CGPA, at the end of year 1 are included in the director's merit list, and the eligible student will be awarded a book grant of INR 10,000 and a certificate of merit. So, I'll announce the name. First, Bodgala Akhil, Section A. Then Shikha Panwar, Section B. Then Pantula Jogeshwar Sridhar, Section B. Then Surya Rama Kiran, Section B. Then Shatabdi Pal, Section B. Varun Chawla, Section A. Samarth Kumar Gangal Reddy. And then we have Ritika Pal, Section A. Okay, that's all. Congratulations to all the medal winners. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs, and congratulations to all the award recipients. Keep up the good work. I would now like to extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of IIM Visakhapatnam to all of you who have gathered here today for the inaugural session of the fourth batch of EMBA. Let me take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Shri Khurshed Dordi. Despite his demanding schedule, he graciously accepted our invitation to grace the occasion and inaugurate the program. Thank you, sir. Your presence has added a significant level of prestige and encouragement to this event. I now request Professor Chandrasekhar to felicitate Shri Khurshed ji with a token of our love and gratitude for gracing the occasion. I would also like to thank Shri Sridhar Nagarajachar for accepting our invitation. I also request Professor Chandrasekhar to felicitate Shri Sridhar with a memento as a token of our gratitude. I would also like to thank Professor M. Chandrasekhar, the Director of IIM Visakhapatnam, for addressing the gathering. Thank you, sir. You have consistently been a source of guidance and inspiration for all of us here at IIMV. I also express my thanks to Dean Academics Professor Vijay Bhaskar Marisetti, Program Chair Professor Abhishek Srivastava, and the Programs Office. I would also like to thank the dedicated team from the Admissions Office for their instrumental role in facilitating a seamless admissions process and for bringing all of you together here for this program. I also thank the Admissions Committee members for their continuous support and guidance. I would like to express my gratitude to all the faculty members who took time out of their packed schedules to be part of the interview panels that selected all the participants that are here today. And last but not the least, I would also like to express our appreciation for our dedicated team from the Programs Office, IT, Projects, and Admin team who have worked tirelessly to organize and execute this event. Without their efforts, today's events would not have been possible. Thank you once again. With this, we conclude the inaugural ceremony, and I request all the participants to remain seated for the group photograph, followed by the high tea, which will be outside in the foyer area. Thank you.
I request the participants from the fourth line to stand up. I request the participant. I request the participant from the fourth line to stand up.
ఈ పార్ట్ వాళ్ళని జాయిన్ అవ్వాలండి ఆ పార్ట్ వాళ్ళు జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి ఈ పార్ట్ మాత్రం వస్తుంది మనకు చూడండి
Okay.
ఓకేనా చూడా
This has to come this way.
ఎస్ ఎవరైనా తెలుగు
No, no, no.
ద సైడ్స్ ఆర్ జాయిన్ విత్ ద సెంటర్
The participants on the right and left of this, please come to the center.
ఇంతవరకు కవర్ అవుతుందా